how did you find your inspiration? Because this is back at a time when there's no YouTube, there's no self-help books, there's no show on TV called The Apprentice. Entrepreneurship wasn't cool. And yet you're creating a company from scratch and going into the electronics business, which is a cutthroat business. How did you even know how to do that stuff?
Well, where did I find my inspiration was from the predicament I grew up in with my parents, who did their best to support 4 children. But my father, to put things in perspective, in 1968 was earning about £13 a week, working in a sweatshop as a tailor. And I said, that's not going to happen to me, not at all. So it was a desire to be self-sufficient, a desire to make money one way or another, and using my entrepreneurial, spirit, or my salesmanship or whatever. So that's how it all started. I was like electronics as a child. I was making little, what we call in those days, crystal sets and small transistor radios. So electronics always fascinated me. And my first job, proper job, was with an electronics company, a tape recorder company, where I became, at 17 years old, became their top salesman. And then I went on to work for someone else in the wholesale industry, where I became kind of like a chief cook and bottle washer for that company. In other words, I would go and sell the goods, deliver the goods, collect the money. And the penny dropped with me one day is to say, well, I could do this for myself. So with £100, and I know this sounds ridiculous in today's day and age, I took £100 out of my savings account. I spent £50 on a second-hand minivan. I spent £8 on something which was called third-party fire and theft insurance. And the other £42, I went off to the electronics area in London and bought some car aerials, and that's where it all started from there. And I kept selling more and more stuff, and that's how the business built up. Fact, that's the story. Don't listen to any bullshit from anyone else who claimed they started me off and all that crap. It's not true. If anybody started me off, it was some fellow called Ronnie Marks in Tottenham Court Road, who was the first person that I went to, and I bought £42 worth of car aerials off. That's it.
We're at the Old Street Roundabout right here, probably not far from, where the garment, district was recently. But now this has become the center of tech. Do you ever think it's kind of ironic that you started off in garment, but then where you lived has become tech, and you've become a tech guy?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. It's a little bit further away from where I used to live, but it's not that far. Funny enough, the Old Street Roundabout was one of my customers used to be on that roundabout. It's long gone, ages ago. He was a hard-nosed bloke. He never used to like me very much, and only bought stuff off of me begrudgingly, but that's because he needed it. Yeah, I mean, it is a high-tech area. And then, of course, you've got around the corner in King's Cross, you've got Google taking, 800,000 square feet of real estate. It's become very fashionable. I mean, I'm in the real estate business. And, of course, in hindsight, if I'd have bought up all those properties in Hackney, I wouldn't have to make one computer. But who's to know that a property you could have bought for £800 is now worth something like 4 or 5 million?